Hey, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at what the fireworks project might look like for Algebra 2 students. So this is a little more advanced than the Algebra 1 version, and it uses circles. So let's get started. So in order to make a projectile display in Desmos, the first thing we can do is just start with a basic quadratic. And I'm going to add a slider for it. So here we have our point, and it looks like a quadratic. We can see its motion. And we can do a couple of transformations to make it look more realistic. We can we can flip it. So now we can see that it's going up and down like a projectile. And if we want it to go a little bit higher up on the screen, we can tweak it so that now we can see I added a vertical shift. So now it's going up to 5. So the projectile part looks pretty good. So the next part is the burst. So in Algebra 2, students are familiar with the idea of a circle. So one way that we can integrate this in to our animation is to say x squared plus y squared equals, and in this case, it would normally be r squared because that's kind of our standard formula. But it would be better to have the circle a function of the a parameter so that the circle will get bigger over time. And you can see here that as I move that slider a, the circle gets bigger. The problem is that the circle isn't where we want it, but that's easy enough to move. I want to shift that circle up to the vertex of where the projectile lands. So our projectile is at 5. So I can go ahead, and if I want that y term to shift, I can just put it in parentheses and say -5. So the vertical shifts for a circle are we would take away the term to shift it up, and we would add the term to shift it down. So here we can see now the circle is getting bigger, but it's centered at 5, which is where we want it. So here goes our projectile up, and there's our circle, and that looks pretty good. It doesn't appear until A is positive, which is kind of cool. That's just a fun thing. And we want our projectile to go away after it's exploded. So we would do that with a restricted domain. So we would say our projectile is only existent when it is less than 0. So now if I go back to beginning, our projectile goes up. We can see it there. It hits its vertex, and the circle expands outward and gets larger and larger and larger. So this is a fun and simple way to use concepts that Algebra 2 students should already be familiar with to make a fireworks animation. And then the students can tweak it to make more elaborate displays and then share it with each other. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you can see how this is an extension from the Algebra 1 example, and next is pre-calculus.